The house stood at the end of a quiet street where evenings arrived slowly and mornings felt gentle. It was not a large house, nor was it new, but it had a stillness that made the world outside feel far away. When Emma moved in with her mother, she did not know why the place felt different. The walls were plain, the floors slightly worn, and the air carried a soft scent of old wood and dust. Yet there was a feeling she could not explain, as if the house had been waiting for someone to notice its silence. Emma often sat by the window in the late afternoon, watching the sky change colors, feeling both peaceful and strangely thoughtful, like her heart was listening for something her ears could not yet hear. Her mother worked long shifts at the hospital, leaving early and returning tired, so Emma learned to be comfortable with quiet hours. She would do her homework at the small dining table, make simple meals, and let soft music play in the background. Still, there were moments when the silence felt heavy, not scary, but deep, like a pause in a conversation that never finished. Sometimes she imagined the house remembering things, footsteps that once walked the hallway, laughter that once filled the rooms, voices that had long faded into time. She never felt afraid there, only aware that the place carried more than just furniture and walls. One evening, as rain tapped gently against the windows, Emma decided to clean her room more carefully than before. While moving her bed slightly, her foot pressed on one floorboard that made a hollow sound. She stopped and stepped again, slowly, testing the sound. It echoed differently, like a small space hidden beneath. Curiosity rose in her chest, quiet but strong. She knelt down, brushing dust away with her hand, and noticed a thin line along the edge of the board. Using a metal ruler from her desk, she carefully lifted it, her heart beating faster not from fear, but from the feeling of discovering something forgotten. Beneath the board lay a small, empty space, dark and still. Inside was a folded piece of paper, yellow with age, resting alone as if it had been waiting patiently for years. Emma picked it up gently, afraid it might tear, and unfolded it slowly. The handwriting was careful but uneven, like someone trying to stay strong while feeling small. The note read, "If you are reading this, please help me. My name is Lily. I feel very alone in this house." Emma read the words again and again, and instead of fear, a deep sadness filled her. The message did not feel like a warning. It felt like a whisper from a heart that once felt unheard. That night, Emma could not stop thinking about Lily. She imagined a girl sitting in the same room long ago, looking at the same walls, hearing the same quiet. She wondered how many evenings Lily had spent hoping someone would understand her feelings. Emma realized she knew that kind of loneliness, not the kind where you are physically alone, but the kind where your thoughts feel too heavy to share. Holding the note close, she felt a strange connection, like two lives separated by time had touched for a brief moment. The next day, Emma asked an elderly neighbor if she remembered anyone named Lily. The woman thought carefully and nodded slowly. She spoke of a quiet girl who once lived in that house, who rarely played outside and often sat by the window, watching the street in silence. Her family had moved away suddenly, and no one knew where they went. Hearing this, Emma felt the note grow heavier in her hands. It was not just paper anymore. It was a piece of someone's past, still carrying emotion across the years. That evening, Emma returned to her room and sat on the floor near the open space beneath the board. She realized she did not want Lily's message to stay alone anymore. So she took a pen and wrote her own note, slowly choosing her words. She wrote about moving to a new place, about quiet evenings, about learning that feeling alone does not mean you are forgotten. She folded the paper carefully and placed it beside Lily's, closing the floorboard gently, as if sealing a small promise. And beneath the floorboard, 3 small notes rested together, no longer messages of loneliness, but quiet proof that even the softest voices can find their echo in another heart.